Haskins. I cannot believe I'm talking to you every week. I feel like I got a new friend.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way about it because I feel the same way and I'm excited about it. I'm just having a lot of fun with it, man. I just wish I felt better today.
You still sick?
I'm just like, I feel like my head's in a fishbowl.
What? Say that again.
I feel like my head is in a fishbowl
Oh Lord.
and my freaking fornase is out. It's okay. The show must go on, my man.
Welcome to show business, Ronnie.
That's right.
I think about that. You know what? You've never been to show business.
I've never been in show business.
Man.
But I've been sick when I had to go speak in front of 40 people at one of my meetings, and they can't know.
Yeah, they can't know. Mom called me, was like, I would like to see y'all's webinar.
I know. She called me too.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So go ahead and post all your stuff so we can bring them over, and I'm done.
Post what stuff?
You can post your LinkedIn and your Twitter and all that.
Oh, wait. Yeah, let me do that real quick, dude. How do I do it? Where's the comments box? Oh, right here.
We're live right now. All right, class. Give my brother and I, we are over 40, so we are technically, well, I'm technically challenged. We got some good stuff for you today. God bless you all. Welcome to another Ask Haskins episode where my brother and I get to hang out with you because we didn't really know each other over the past 20 years. So now we talk to each other every week, get to know each other, and get to know you too. It's so cool.
Hey, class, how you doing today? Chris, it's going to be so good to see you for Thanksgiving. That's just like a few weeks away, man. Are you bringing me anything for my birthday? Your birthday is after all the festivities.
You know what, Ryan? I got to get you something. What would you like for your birthday? What's up? Ultimate from Vegas. What up? What up?
I would like your courses for free. I won't learn anything, will I? No. Let me think about it, man. Probably a T-shirt that says "I love houses." One of your trademarked shirts.
Or you can have a "I love cars" shirt. Do you have any of those?
I don't love cars.
I don't love houses either. I mean, matter of fact, I hate them.
Yeah, I despise cars.
I don't care if I see another house for the rest of my life.
I know, man. If I didn't have to drive to work, I would not be in the car.
Greetings, class. Chris Haskins here, hanging out with my brother, Ryan Haskins.
What's up?
I am with realestateroundup.com, and we are coming together with my brother to raise the financial literacy of our fellow mankind through real estate investing, the car business, and entrepreneurship. My brother, Ryan Haskins, has been a car dealer since the early 2000s, buying and selling cars, full-time entrepreneur. Thank you for your time, Ryan, for sharing, dropping your knowledge on the people.
Thank you for having me, Chris. And I just love doing this with you. And I'm learning as well. You being a real estate investor for over 15 years is just amazing, the knowledge that I get to pick up from you on a weekly basis. And some of it crosses over, but either way, I'm still hanging out with my brother, so I love it.
Yeah, well, remember when I first approached you, remember I was saying Dan Kennedy was suggesting that we don't commit business incest by only hanging out with other real estate guys. That's why I like talking to you, because you're in a different industry and that stuff can bleed over and it really kind of, oh wow, creates some magic, you know?
I think in the end, it's like, it's all business, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are going to be some differences and some similarities, but business core values and basics 101 is all the same.
It doesn't change. 5 steps to any business.
Yep.
Locate prospects, pre-screen prospect, close prospect, follow up. I don't know the other one. But today, Ronnie, I want to hear your secret. Share with the party people, my rounduppers, my brothers here, to share with us What is going to be your number one secret to closing more leads, Ronnie? We're going to break it down.
My number one secret is follow up and consistency. They go hand in hand.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about how you do that, or how you follow up with the people that want to buy a car. I'm presuming. Well, your typical avatar for a client is somebody who wants to buy a car or lease a car. Period. Right?
Correct.
Gotcha.
And everybody has that need in one way. It's identifying the need. So basically, the magic to what I do, the number one secret is just creating relationships, consistently creating relationships.
Yeah.
From the time I meet you and obtain your business card, you give me a card, then we actually send you a physical card in the mail that says it was nice to meet you. And then one day you have a life-changing event, which means you're going to need a different car. I'll give you a good example of that. You're having baby number 3. And so you move from 5-seat car fits my kids to I need a 7-passenger. And so I just want to be able to do enough follow-up to stay in your life and be connected to you so that when you have a need arise, we get a phone call.
Now tell me a little bit about that card you just held up. You briefed over that. Let me see that.
It says,
"You are awesome." I like that.
Yeah, this wasn't actually one that I sent out. I received this one, but I have one with my picture on the front, and I'll send you one so you can see it. I'll send you one right to your house. But yeah, I have a whole card system that I use. It's a program called Send Out Cards. If
Okay.
you've never used it, post in the comment box that you like more information on it, and I will have the right person contact you and get in touch with you about Send Out Cards. It's amazing. It sends a physical card to your whatever address I want it to without me having to handwrite it in my handwriting. So my handwriting is loaded up in the system, my signature, my photos, whatever I want to make that card be, and I can send it right to your house.
Nice. Okay. You know it, Ronnie, if you want to pause that screen behind you, you can just pause it. It'll still run. You'll see everything. Just pause it.
Sorry, man.
I'm seeing you twice. Real quick. You can pause. Yeah, okay. For the follow-up, I wanted to read this article that I had, Ronnie. A guy by the name of Mike Brooks. Mike Brooks said he renovated his house. He's an author and a business professional. He's got some statistics that say 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second attempt. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts, and only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts, Ronnie. Tell me what you think about that.
Can you break down those numbers one more time for me? 48% never, 25% make a second contact, and then?
Only 12% make 3 contacts, and less than 10% make more than 3.
More than 3. Okay. Well, so yeah, I mean, I think that's absolutely correct. Unfortunately, everybody wants the magic pill, like the topic of our topic today, the number one way to generate leads. Everybody wants the number one way. But the number one way is less than 10% of the people are doing it.
Wow. I like that. Wow, that's pretty deep. Holy cow. So tell me, I'm going to get to real estate class. I know you guys are drooling over the real estate thing, but I want your follow-up. Well, I know what I do. I've got a system where I follow up, but do you close deals? Like if somebody calls you, I want to buy a car, are they coming in buying a car like right now, today?
My process is a lot more thought out. I work with people that think, and they want to make sure not only are they getting the best deal financially, but is this the right decision for them? If the masses, when we look at us in general, we're part of the impulsive nature of people. So we get an idea on a Thursday, our car has a check engine light on it. And then, oh man, I need a new car. And by Saturday, you have a car purchased on all wants, likes. I like this, I want that. And so that's our society. That's all of us. That's how we operate now. And we have that car done and we're driving it with 5 years of payments by Saturday night. When my clients call in, my job is to slow them down. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take care of you. Let's set up a 1-hour appointment so I can analyze your entire situation. not only for this particular car, but how it affects you for 15 years. And so they like that. And so they come in and sit down and we discuss it.
So it's not you're just selling them a car. You're not just saying, tell me what you want so I can just give it to you.
You know, Chris, it's so funny, man. I don't really sell cars. I really don't. I mean, I've got, you know, we could have a whole video on what access I have to cars. I've got whatever you want, I can get it. But I'm a solution-oriented person. And so this translates into other areas of your life. Whenever someone, like, let's take a financial planner, they call you, you should buy this life insurance policy. You need this for this. You need this for that. I have this product that you should be buying. Whenever you're approached by anyone in any type of scenario, if they're pushing product, they may not have your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
So what I do is I sit down and look at your situation, and then I make educated and expert decisions for you. So I'm like, hey, these cars work best for you based on your budget and your needs, meaning you need room for the kids. You need room for your dad with the bad back. You need to be comfortable and sit up higher, right, Chris? So, you know, I spend a lot of time making those types of decisions for people and helping them figure it out. They think about it. They don't just purchase.
Yeah. You know, and I want to preface this by saying thank you, because that's what you've been doing. That you just did that for me, and I'm guessing you've been doing it for our family forever.
Yeah. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. I think next week maybe we'll do leasing versus buying. I think that'd be a good topic too.
Yeah.
So I very rarely, I cannot remember where I sat down with a person and signed a deal. Like when I go look at houses, I mean, I've looked at over 1,000, no doubt, of 1,000 houses in my life. And I'm like, the house is irrelevant. The house is just irrelevant. You know, it's more about the person and what they're looking to do at that time.
Right.
But I want to stick with our training for the day, which is following up, right? For me in real estate, very rarely do I just sign. They're not signing the deal, and they're already thinking like this is going to be the good thing. The great thing about real estate, which is why I love it so much, we're insulated regarding time. People think it's going to take 30 to 60 days to buy a house, or for them to sell their house to me. You know,
right.
So when I come in, I can close in 5 days. It's kind of like, wow, we can really do that, and it's almost like they can't even imagine it. We write it up, but in order for me to get the phone ringing, brother, it's like I think I might send 8 or 9 correspondence to the same person before
that's part of your follow-up process for your sales funnel. You 8 or 9 times you're following up with them saying the same thing.
Right, I'm saying the same thing. And you know what's so crazy? Dan Kennedy said this, man. When I started studying, I didn't start studying marketing until about 2010, because I was studying real estate, trying to understand how to do transactions.
Right.
Then as I matriculated, so Hampton University taught me matriculation, I learned that real estate is nothing but another business. I'm like, man, this is nothing but another business.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I started studying marketing, right? And the guy was saying, with direct mail, 1 of a million things can happen when someone gets that letter in the mail. Bam.
They can kill you.
They can kill you. They could want to kill themselves that day and not read your letter. Their wife could have screamed at them. Their kid could have had a bad day. They could have had a bad hair day. So we don't even know if they even received the letter. What's so weird, when they call me, they'll say, on letter number 10, they'll say, I got your letter. And I'm like, well, I don't say this, but I'm like, dude, I sent you 8. I sent you 8 already. They said, I got your letter. So you never know when they're going to see it. But following up, tell me. So when someone comes in, Ronnie, tell me about the process, and then I'll tell you about my process. A lead comes in, how do you process it?
So yeah, I get a referral phone call. People call me, and you have to understand what your entire goal is from working with your lead. And I think some people in sales, if you're new to sales, they jump the gun. I feel like I have to earn the right to ask you for your business. I can't just pick up the phone and go, hey, do you want to buy? I have to spend some time on the phone explaining to them what I'm going to do for them, what's in it for them. But the goal of that phone call is to set an appointment. You know, I'm in an office, so I have people meet me at my office so that I can look at their trade-in. I can show them what their options are. I can go over what they qualify for financially and talk about the payments on the car as well. So that's really the when the lead comes in, the major goal is to build trust and set a time that we can meet so that we can build more trust and then ask for their business at that point in time.
Build rapport, basically. You want to get to know them.
Build rapport, right?
So they're coming to you. I think it's so cool that your business is all your leads are coming in, where there will never be a lead that will bring a house to me. You know, so I always have to
You have to
go.
leave that space you're in now and go out to the house, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, they do have a lot of guys doing virtual wholesaling where they don't even go to the house, but I'm going to be buying it, so I need to put my eye on it.
Okay, that makes sense. But like, so how many times when you look at this 48%, 25%, 3%, I'm sorry, 12% and 10%, where do you fall on the spectrum of going to somebody's house to buy it? How many times do you follow up with them after you've seen the house and are ready to make an offer? How many times do you have to follow up with them before they say, yes, you can buy the house?
You know what? It can range, brother, because I will give our viewers a tidbit, just like I associate this with the written word and the Bible or the Quran. In my business, you better put it in writing. Just like the Bible is in writing. The Bible, Christianity, it literally could not exist without the written word. So I think that's the written word is so powerful in my business. You got to have it in writing. So
Right?
once I send that contract out, I'm sending a contract out or emailing it out. I gotta even. Sometimes they're super hot. They're ready to go. Bam, we're doing the deal. But some people want to test the waters and call other people, see what other offers they can get. So I have to stay on top of them every 2 weeks, Ronnie. And I need to do so much better with that because when they're not hot, it's just following up is challenging.
Wait a second though. I think we're way too far into the sales process for you. I think that you know when you're ready to write an offer, that's not where your follow-up starts. You know, you scrub the list, you look at the foreclosures, you go to the house. That's probably, I mean, like, isn't there a lot of follow-up you have to do before you even get to the house?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking me about after we had agreed. Yeah, yeah, dude. I mean, well, we're sending letters. You don't know when they're going to get the letter, or I mean, yeah, Ronnie, we're sending out letters constantly. It's a machine that never stops. You know, just constantly. It's a marketing budget.
What's the purpose of sending out the letters? So you're telling me like we're trying to distinguish between each other. And sorry, class, we're trying to get to know each other too. But so I really have a question. So basically, I've gone out and generated opportunities for people to even call me for vehicles. You send letters out over and over and over again based on, okay, some of these are going to hit and I'm going to get some phone calls. And then, so your goal of sending the letters is to get opportunity to go to the house and look at it?
Yeah, we want to set the appointment. Oh yeah, number one is set the appointment.
Okay.
Number one, set the appointment. Well, first thing is getting the phone to ring. And I wanted to talk to you about that too. First thing, I just want him to pick Mike Caldwell, I think he said, all you want to do is get your prospect to do like this. Once they do like this, huh?
That's great. Like they're like, I'll listen to you. Yeah.
Yeah, once they do like this, then you can kind of say, okay, what can we do for you? I went to look at a house yesterday, man. I love it, brother. My favorite clothes class. I'm gonna give you my favorite clothes. I didn't create this. This is all Joe Polish. If you could go to bed at night, Miss Smith, and wake up in the morning with this problem solved, how would you like for this to work? So they're thinking, I'm going to bed at night because I ain't slept in a week because of this damn house that I hate. Then I'm waking up in the morning, I'm feeling great. Oh man, I feel good. Well, Chris, I'd like to just get this. If you could go to bed at night tonight and wake up in the morning with this deal done, how would that make you feel? How would you like to make it work? So, in saying that, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude. I like that.
You're getting the phone to ring, and setting the appointment. That's my only goal. Because once they call in, I got their call capture. I can follow up with them and see what's going on. Because some people just want to call and say, Hey man, you sent me a letter. How much you gonna give me for my house? I can't stand those, and that's why I never take. And Ronnie, that's where I wanted to get with you too. I never take. We call them buy calls. I would never take a buy call because we have people that are just unmotivated. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. I mean, for me, I had a person text me yesterday, what's the lowest price I would take on a van that I have in stock?
Mhm.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, those are difficult ones to work with. However, when you're starting out in business, you got to respond to people. I think that you can damage your reputation by not responding. Like I think that I always want to be known as someone that'll talk to you, even if it's bad news. I've got clients that just will not buy from me no matter what, but they come sit down with me all the time. And it's fun. I always learn something from those conversations. I try to limit the amount of time I spend with them. However, even this guy yesterday, I was like, well, I'm flexible. Would you like to come and test drive the van? No response. That he didn't respond. But,
Wow.
he just wants a price, and it's difficult to educate them on, do you know what if it even has a motor, sir? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, you should probably come look at it if you want to buy it. Fantastic. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive, the things that are working for you. The negative stuff's never going to go anywhere.
Well, when we are talking about leads, in my world, in my book, I talked about a lead that has a motivation level of a 1 and a lead that has a motivation level of a 10. A
Okay.
1, they don't have to sell their house. There's no urgency. They're not losing the house. They could sell it or not. They don't care. But it's 10 foreclosures next week. We got to do this deal right now.
Wow.
So it's like I have tried to create a funnel, Ronnie, where I'm only talking to 7s through 10s, and the 1 through 6s, I can have my answer service take those, and I can call them back whenever I want to.
That's fantastic. That's at least you've taken years to figure out that process and what works for you and your specific business. That's awesome.
Yeah. So for you, that's what I wanted to say. Out of 10 phone calls, when people call you, because people in the house is so big, in their mind, it's such a grandiose problem. But a car, I guess they could literally just walk into a dealership and get it solved, perhaps. But you want them to do business with you. So do you have a low motivation level or indicator?
I mean, I ask them some specific questions like, do you need help with this, or do you know exactly what you want to buy? And I would say about 70% of the people I talk to need help. They are tired of going and spending, and they care about their time. So my sales funnel is designed to weed out people who do not value their own time.
Oh,
If
wow.
you're willing to drive 3 hours to look at a car because it's $500 less than the one I'm talking about, then we had a whole video on it. Like your time's worth $300 an hour, so you're stepping over $5 to pick up a dollar. I can't raise their education on that, so they have to go figure it out. But my funnel is designed to help people understand that this is not an impulsive decision. This is a decision that's going to impact you for 5 to 7 years, and we need to do it right. And I'm going to help you. And so typically I'm super effective with that because they've heard about me, or they know me from some way, or they're connected to me. That's one thing. But then I also I take my time and explain it to them,
But
explain
how
to
do
them why they need the help. You have to create the need in your clients as well. Like, you need me because I'm checking this and this, and
yeah.
you don't have the ability to do the things that I can do.
Well, are you sticking in with the vein of our training, closing more, the secret of following up? When the lead comes in, Ronnie, tell me, do you have to follow up them to get them to come back? I want to tell you about mine because I have no clue about yours. But when the lead comes in, give me the process.
Yeah. So when we get a lead, we call them really quickly because in the car business, you guys know, if you're listening, it's an impulsive thing. People buy cars quickly. And so, as our human brains work, we are always like, I'm going to call Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie didn't answer. So I'm going to call the next person, the next person, the next person. So I get somebody on the phone, that's willing to talk to me about this potential need that I have and
Proceed.
can solve it. So we believe in our industry that first in wins. If there's a lead on the table, it needs to be called right away so that we can talk to them and educate them quickly and set an appointment. So that's really the first step, Chris, is making sure you call them back in a timely manner.
Are they perceptive when you reach out to them, Ronnie? Or that first call back? Hey, I'm Ronnie Haskins. I'm here to do ABC.
Absolutely. Yeah, these folks are expecting the call. They left a voicemail or they found me on the internet, whatever the
That's
case may be. So
that's
yeah,
my point. That's
it's
my
super
point.
important.
You're already a welcome guest as opposed to an annoying pest when they call you.
Yeah, we have some serious differences. So yeah, like my people have a need for a car, are in the market for a car, and are expecting to hear from me. Yours is like, I might want to sell my house or not, and you're an annoying pest calling me asking me if I want to sell it.
Dan Kennedy says we have to turn ourselves into a welcome from an annoying pest to a welcome guest. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
He's got this story about how a fire, his next door neighbor was knocking on the door. He was like, "Man, I don't, I don't want to talk to this guy." He kept knocking on the door, kept knocking on the door, Ronnie. Then he opens the door. He's like, "What the hell do you want?" And he goes, "Dude, your kitchen's on fire. I see fire coming out of your bedroom window." And he instantly turns into an annoying neighbor to come on in.
Yeah, you have to create that in their minds, So when I'm talking to my clients and they call me, oh, this is a good example. So they'll call me and go, I'm looking for this car. I saw it on the internet. I saw one 2 hours away for this price. I'm like, okay, have you checked the Carfax report? Well, the dealer said it was fine. I'm like, okay, do you know the dealer? Do you know the person that you were talking to, that you're trusting with your 7 years of impact on your life purchase? No, I didn't. I don't know him. I'm like, okay, well, did you see it in writing? There's not been in a flood. Everything's fine. Oh, okay. So you have a picture and a price. Yeah, that's all I have, Ronnie. Okay, great. Well, bring it in. Let me put it on the screen and we can look at the Carfax report together and we can discuss that maybe that car is good for you. But wouldn't you like to know?
You really slowing people down, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, we all are it's the Amazon revolution. We have stuff showing up at our house that nobody in the house knows who ordered it, because you just click and it's at the house. But you got to give people credible information to help slow their thinking process down, not because you have a better option or because you're going to be the best thing for them. And you have to, the magic, Chris, the magic is you genuinely have to care. You genuinely have to care. Like you can't just manufacture that or fake it. When you're trying to solve a solution for somebody and offer your service or your product, you genuinely have to care. And that's a magic thing, but that's something salespeople should learn really early on. Don't just try to manipulate, really care about the person you're talking to because they got families too.
Yeah, Steve Jobs said that you got to care. So so you're saying that once they come in, Ronnie, you're pretty much okay. I'm talking for real estate. They call me, they want me to look at the house. We may or may not do business, but I still got to put all the time in going out and listen to the story. I'm the sewer. They dump all the trash on me, all their waste on me. I'm listening to the story.
Yeah,
May or may not buy the house, but for you, when they're coming in, you pretty much lock them in. They're not going to Joe Smith to buy a car after they've talked to you.
that's not correct. So I still have to do what you just said you had to do. So the only thing I got on the phone was an appointment. Like this morning, I got one on Facebook Messenger. She's messaging me, and now we have an appointment for next Monday. But now I have to invest an hour of my time with this person. And like you said, they're going to dump on me about this or that, or I hate going to the dealer or whatever the case may be. But I've got to invest all that time and show them why I'm the best option. So I've earned the opportunity now to sit down with them and show them that I'm the best option for their problem and I've got the best solution. Not that I've got the best price or the best car. You understand, I don't talk a lot about that. I want to be the person that gives you the best solution to your need.
Yeah,
Pricing is important, but it's down on the list.
I've never heard you talk about lowest price, best selection, lowest price.
Yeah, I got great selection, but I don't talk about being the lowest. I'll just share it with you. I spent 5 years trying to be the cheapest. When I opened my business for 2000 to 2005, I thought the best way to do business was to be the cheapest. And I realized that Sam Walton is the only one that wins that game. Walmart. So if I had enough money to buy all the cars in the whole town, then I could be the cheapest. It takes a while to sink in. But like, you know, being the cheapest is not a good way to build a business if you're starting out. You should want to be the best in one aspect of it, where the best care, the best follow-up, the best service, you know, whatever the case may be. And then definitely deliver that. And your price has to be fair. Your price doesn't have to be the cheapest.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Matter of fact, I don't want to be the cheapest guy. I'm done with that.
Me too. I've graduated from that.
So they're coming in. So out of 10 people that sit down with you, Ronnie, I mean, do you have to follow up and keep it in our vein of following up being the secret? They've come in, you talk to them. Do they go down the street after you talk to them, or do you have to follow up with them in a day or two? Or how does that follow? Like me, I got to follow up every 2 weeks.
My customers, Chris, either are going to work with myself. I have one other competitor in the town, but they don't come here and then go to the other broker. My customers either sit down with me for an hour and realize I'm the best option for their solution, or they go to the dealer and do it on their own. So my competition isn't really with other dealers or prices or things of that nature. My competition is always with the client themselves. Guys, you don't need to do this on your own. You've got a pro. I can take care of your car problem. You know, some people are like, I don't believe you. I can go do it on my own.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to go through 4 to 6 to 8 hours at a dealership to figure that out. And that's okay. You know, it just is what it is, man.
Yeah, I got you. All right, guys, if you got any questions about following up today, please throw them on here, please.
I'd like to say something else about follow-up, Chris.
Go ahead, brother.
So here's the deal, guys. You know, when you're looking at these numbers, Chris said 48% of people never follow up. 25% of people do 2 calls. 12% make 3 calls, and less than 10% follow up more than 3 times. Here's the thing. You're not always going to have good news for your client. You know, especially if you're looking at a real estate deal and you've said, well, the house is worth 40, but the guy wants 50. I think he wants 50. Do you realize there's people out there that won't even call and make the $40,000 offer because they think it's bad news?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to call your people back. Even like when one of my clients has a problem or an issue or a car related issue, something's going on, I always look at it as it's my time to shine. Think about it. I've spent all this time telling you I'm the best for you. I'm going to take care of you. Everything's going to be good. And then when you call and don't get a phone call back because all I got is bad news, hey, man, I'm sorry, your car's broken. You know, that's just horrible. So you've got to get your mind conditioned to, even if I've got bad news, I can call this customer and say, hey, man, I got some bad news for you. And I have these solutions to offer you so that we can get you back on the road. Or, hey, this house is not worth $50,000. We're willing to make you a great offer today of $42,000, and we're ready to close on that in 2 days.
Yeah.
And shut up. Stop talking. You know, so I just wanted to say that, you know, so many times I see people that don't follow up because they don't have good news. I have a guy tell me that. I called him back. I'm like, why haven't I heard from you? He goes, all I have was bad news, man. I'm like, I'm done with you. You know, I'm like, you can't do this to me as a customer. You have to at least finish what we started here.
I think that's becoming a trend, though. People don't even want to answer the phone because they think you're calling with bad news, or you don't want to make the call because it's bad news. That's a trend nowadays, man.
Which means that you and I are going to do twice the business. The worse they get, the better I'm going to get. And so if you're listening to this video today and you like tuning into Chris's stuff, do it, because you're going to look better than only 10% of the people are doing more than 3 follow-up calls. Yeah. You're going to look better than more than 90% of the population just by doing the follow-up.
Yeah. Very rarely do I close a deal on the first one, man. I mean, people, you're talking about 50, 60. The one we bought the other day when it was 150,000. I mean, we negotiated with her for a month. Really? I negotiated with people running for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. I submitted my offer. They slept on it for a year. They called me back. Hey, you still around? 2 years, dog. It's amazing, man. You're not doing that long though, right?
I have customers that'll plan their cars a year out. So yeah, I mean, I do have that. Like for instance, like if I have you in a 36-month lease, we are constantly following up with you for 3 years so that we can help you at the end of that lease to transition out of it to the next one. So yeah, I mean, I understand that type of follow-up as well. I mean, we do it quite often.
Nice. All right. Well, we at the end of our following up, Ronnie. I'm gonna get to some questions unless you had anything else for me.
Let me think, man.
My leads come in is like, listen, my leads come in. You're right there with them. I can't get them to come to me,
Right.
so I gotta say, hey, do I? And you know, pre-screening. Ron LeGrand says one of the biggest steps to business is pre-screening. Are your people pre-screened before they get to you, Ronnie?
No, I have to screen them on the phone call, but there's a difference class between pre-screening and prejudging. You don't want to prejudge people. See, we're getting people to buy our stuff. You're trying to buy their stuff. So like pre-screening, I can understand how that works for you. You know, especially if you're talking about foreclosures. But for me, pre-screening is just basically giving them the education up front on what we're going to do for them. It's always about what's in it for them. And you never know, man. Like some people that you see or you meet, you might not think they can spend 100 grand. They might have $3 million in the bank. So we don't like to prejudge, but we definitely do some types of pre-screening, but that's usually just, you know, a simple discussion. We want to help everybody. We really do. If they call, we want to give them the service they deserve.
You don't want to disqualify them.
We don't want to disqualify them because, you know, Chris, you may not qualify right now, but we want to do such a good job for you that we get another phone call later when you do qualify. You might have to clean up something on your credit, or you found out that the repair cost on that car isn't going to be as big as you thought. So you're going to keep it for a little bit longer. And so first, you should do a good job and treat them all good because you want to. But secondly, remember, you know, these people, they know 25,000 people. And so it's all about who they're going to be able to refer you and talk to you about. But first and foremost, do it because you want to do it.
Yeah. That's a big one. So the lead, yeah, I'm buying their stuff. I'm thinking about the lead. You know, and it's like when thinking of the big picture, I don't want to talk to you. Not saying that I don't want to talk to you, but I don't have too much to do for you if you don't have a house to sell me. So I'm pre-screening. You know, it's like that's a one level of the funnel. You gotta own a house for me to be able to buy it, right?
Well, hold on a second. So you got nothing you can do for me if I don't want to sell the house?
No. I'm talking about on a buy call regarding that aspect. But they, you know what? They could know somebody that has a house. But let me tell you this, dude. I had a tenant, Ryan. One of my tenants got $1 million lawsuit
Wow.
recently. So they went from being, I don't know where they were, but they went from being government assistance, living in the place. She moved away, bought 3 houses. So you don't know what people's financial status is going to be from day to day, my brother.
That's what happens when you prejudge.
Yeah. So you don't know. Matter of fact, I need to follow up with her. She's supposed to be one of my lenders.
You better follow up her today.
I've been following up with her, but she's been playing a little sticky. Hopefully, she has some money left. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, I think what you said is good. A referral. I have to remember that a lot of my business comes. Matter of fact, the last 2 houses ago I bought was from a referral, brother.
I think 98% of my business is referral, my man.
Yeah, that's cool.
I try to create what I call, well, what's called in the industry is brand ambassadors. You know, people that it's easier to work with people that already know you, like you, and trust you. Those 3 things. And so when you have people that know you, like you, and trust you, and you, as you're starting out a business, guys, you may not be, well, I don't have a lot of people to call. I don't have enough money to do all of this direct mail Chris is talking about. Okay, well, you can call the people that know you, like you, and trust you and ask them and teach them how to refer you. Ivan Meisner, Business Networking International, he teaches this for the last 30-something years, how to create brand ambassadors for yourself. So that every time they're in church, every time they're at their school, every time they're doing whatever, they're like, man, you should talk to Chris because Chris is a master at houses and I think he can buy your house. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you're right, man. I mean, I try to be my own brand ambassador. Everywhere I go, dude, I buy houses, coat or shirt, you know, and you don't know, Ronnie, you would, dude, if I could tell you the amount of people that I've met throughout the country, just walking around with a shirt, I buy houses. I've met people that just want to come up and talk. It's truly amazing.
Wow.
Truly. Yeah, man.
That's fantastic, man. You did create that. That's been awesome.
Brand ambassador, huh?
Brand ambassador.
They could be their own brand ambassador.
They are right in the screen with you right now in the comment section of your channel. They love you. And so now you just have to teach them how to refer you the right people.
Yeah, that's nice. That's cool. So I guess at any time, somebody could be a potential client for you or someone that they know.
I look at it like this. At any time, there's always a potential for me to help somebody. And if I can help you, then the money comes later. But, you know, that first initial contact is just to talk to them and see if there is a need for me to add value to their life. If I have to take away from it, that's not a good transaction for them. But if I can help you by adding to your life, fantastic. It's a wonderful thing.
Nice. Nice. That is cool. All right, class. Any other questions you got? Throw it in the box there. Ronnie, you got anything else before we go to the questions?
I got this, man. I can't wait till you get here. You want me to smoke a brisket?
Yeah, my brother class has an electrical smoker that I love to go and eat his cooking. So I'll be going to see him.
We'll put some up on the channel when we're smoking the brisket.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe we'll do a short class out there, Ronnie, on business and business etiquette, generating leads and stuff while we're there.
Absolutely.
So we'll be in Colorado Springs for Thanksgiving this year. All right, this guy, Ultimate Bargains, man, he sent me a real cool email. Ultimate Bargains, and I ain't gonna blow you up though. Thanks for tuning in. Ronnie, you inspired me to do this. Great. Come check me out. King David, what's up, my brother?
Hey, check out that question. Cold corporate. He's like, his question is, where did you find the gumption to actually spend your money to get started? I have worked so hard to get where I am and am still hitting a worry wall spending what I have saved. That is a good question. You're talking about whatever business it is. You've been working on building up your money and you're getting ready to invest in yourself. So it's walking off a plank.
Wow.
So I guess the straight question is, where did I get the gumption? For me, it's a tough one, man, because I really didn't have a lot of options. You know, I dropped out of college, I went to the Army, and so my backup plans weren't very good. You know, I didn't really have a lot of options. So it was super exciting for me to go, okay, I can do this. And cold corporate, I can tell you this much. I told myself I believed in it, but I don't think I really believed in it until about year 5. So I think affirmations, you know, once you decide to spend that money, just affirming yourself, speaking life into yourself and getting up and and then your people around you. Surround yourself with people that actually believe in you, even on days you don't. That's going to be important. You got to have that team of people. They don't actually work for you, but they understand your dream and your vision and what you're trying to accomplish, and they can uplift your spirits when you're feeling low. But I can, you know, if you're on this channel tuning in to Chris, I can tell you this much. If you're going to invest in yourself, you're going to be a winner. You just got to find a way that you believe that statement.
Cold corporate, yeah. I think I wanted to add a little bit on that, brother. I want to ask you, who are you talking to? If you're talking to broke people, my brother always says, you got to stop talking to broke people. Cold corporate, I'm not saying that you are, but I would recommend you. I'm going to tell you how I did it. How did I get the gumption to get started? I never knew that was a word, but to get started, I took baby steps. Well, I didn't like my brother. I did graduate from college, but the industry, the music business that I was getting out of was very destructive. So I knew I didn't want to stay into that. I couldn't stay into it. I was going to end up a druggie or alcoholic or having babies running around. It was no good. So I got partners that were already in the real estate business doing deals. And I'm like, look, let me come in. What can I do for you? I would get partners and do deals with other people. No, I didn't make a lot of money at the time, but I was getting expertise over time. So cold corporate, I don't think you have to go in alone. You know, once again, this is different points of view from my brother and me. Get a partner. Listen, join somebody like me in your area that's already doing deals. People call me all the time and say, Chris, I got a deal. Would you mind just being my project manager? Chris, I got this. Would you mind coming in with me and showing me how to do this? Or hire a coach or get a partner. Don't try to do it all on your own because you're taking on more risk like that. and make sure you're not talking to coworkers that aren't doing this shit. Talk to people like Ronnie and me that are doing it. And don't let those people get into your ears. It can be scary because yes, Ron Grant says if you write a big check, you can lose a big check. You can.
But that's also what makes it the most fun. I mean, I'm not saying that it's fun to gamble, but I'm saying like, if the only reasons you should worry is if you haven't done the work to understand exactly what you're investing. Think about it in my world. When I'm buying a car from someone, I'm going out to spend $50,000 on a G-Class Mercedes or whatever. And the only time I should be worrying is if I'm getting ready to push the buy now button and I haven't done the work. You understand? I haven't put the work in to understand, okay, this is the right number for me to be paying on this car. And I know if my customer doesn't take it, I can still wholesale it and get out of it. Because if you're investing in a property, Cole Corporate, you don't make your money on the sale. You always make your money on the buy. So you got to make sure you got the right education to make sure you understand that when you spend that money, you're fine. And then the worry is never there because you're making the right choice.
Yeah, you can always get out of it if you need to.
Yeah. I mean, there should never be a worry.
I think that's just a businessman across the board. Every businessman, the first thing I need to know is how I'm getting out of it. Before I do anything,
yes.
What can I sell it for?
Praise Jesus. That's exactly right.
What?
I just love what you just said. It's like, everybody thinks about that money. I'm going to make this money, man. I'm going to buy this car. I'm going to buy this house. I'm going to make all this money. They don't ever think about, am I paying the right price for this property or this car? So that I'm protected, buttoned up. It's not going to be a problem.
Worst case, right? Every time I go into a deal in my work, I remember an old rich dude told me this, Chris. He said, what is your worst case on every house? And if I have to buy it today and liquidate it tomorrow, I just want to get back exactly what I put into it, and I'm good.
That's exactly right, Cole Corporate. So only time you should be worrying is if you've got the money ready, you're about to buy the house, and you have no idea what the market of that house is. All you see is what you have to pay for it. And so, like, if you've done the research and the house is worth 40, you've talked to another wholesaler that's like, yeah, man, I'll give you 40 for that. And then you get ready to buy it at 55, you should be worried.
Yeah.
Because you might have a potential seller or a potential buyer for 75, but you still don't want to pay more just because you got it sold for more.
All right, go ahead. Next one. TJ wants to know more about the cards, the send out cards.
Okay, TJ, I'll post my email and then send me an email and I'll get you set up with the right person to talk about that. Here, let me share the screen, Chris, so they can see my email, and then I'll
put your email on the thing. Type it in.
I don't think you can put a .com on there.
You can put Gmail. I just put mine. Oh, you got RonnieHaskins.com. Did mine not come up either?
I think if I put .com in there, it's not going to work.
You can put Gmail. Obviously, you can because they own it. But I got my email right here. I'll type. What email you want? I'll put it in right now.
Ronnie@RonnieHaskins.com.
Yeah, I don't think that one's going to work.
Yeah, TJ, I've been using that for years, man. It's amazing. Like, it's so easy to get it done and set up, and you can send cards wherever you want all the time. You can even add like gifts to it. Like, I send brownies to my clients after they've purchased the car, and they go home, a week or so goes by and they get brownies in the mail with my card, with a thank you card. It's awesome.
And Ronnie's competition is not doing that. Not doing that. All right, go ahead. Rosanna, this is super awesome. Rosanna, hey, thanks for coming along. Made a great suggestion to her soon-to-be adult college student with the cars. That's a good one.
Rosanna, you are welcome. No, she was talking to me last week on the phone about a car for her daughter. And so I just made some suggestions to her. And so it was a great phone call. It was nice talking to you, Rosanna.
Good. You want to give us a 20-second snapshot of that call for our viewers, Ronnie, that might be able to benefit from some of that?
Yeah, hang on. Let me figure out how to share the screen. Hold on. I always run into these technical difficulties. Here we go. Just hit me up on that screen right there. Just take down that email, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. You got to say something so the camera will come back up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me put it up one more time. Here's my email. If you guys have a question about send out cards, or if you got car questions, even if you're not buying from me, if you got car questions and if you got questions about it, let me know. I'll talk to you about it. But that's my email. You reach me directly, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.
Cool. All right, we keep going down. Ronnie is doing consultative selling. Yeah, that's the best way. Ultimate bargains. Chris, what email address can I send? Oh, I sent that over already. King David, what's up, brother? How do you keep a lead hot versus shutting down on a pre-foreclosure or on a subject to? Okay, he's talking about real estate. But Ronnie, you know what? Let's do yours. You can go tell us how you keep your leads warm, Ronnie. That's not ready to buy at that time. Then I'll tell you my take.
Well, if someone's not ready to buy, there's obviously reasons. Either they need more information. When I worked at a dealership back in the 90s, and my customer would walk out of the dealership, and I go tell the sales manager, hey, they're just not ready to buy. The sales manager always looked at me and said, they just need to run into a salesman.
Uh-huh.
And so, I'm not saying manipulate, guys. I mean, manipulation is that's for the birds. You want to help your people, but they probably don't have enough information. And it's hard for us as a whole, as people selling stuff or buying houses, to swallow, that I'm not good enough, but I think that's how you grow, is whenever those people leave because they're not ready or the lead's getting cold, you have to start asking yourself, what information did you not give them? What did you not talk to them about? Maybe they just don't like you. You were too quick to ask for the business, so
Good.
you have to
Good.
formulate your own deal.
For me, who was that asked that? I got to switch back and forth between this stupid thing. For me, it was how to keep them hot.
Yep. How to keep the sale hot if it's going cold on foreclosure or sub.
The problem with houses is at any day before they sign the paperwork, because remember, we're locking them in with our deal insurance, right? Before they sign the paperwork, at any time, they could just say, you know what, I don't like Chris no more. I'm going to go with Joe Blow. And it is challenging, but what I do, Ryan, I learned from you actually, those little cards, I just send them a thank you card and I mail it in a letter or I'll give it to them. Thank you for inviting me out, because no one is going to leave a card with them, right? Just like you do. The more communication I do with them, if I know it's going to foreclosure, I'll send them a card and a letter in the mail. I'll just stop by, say, hey, I was thinking about you. And yeah, I would constantly call. If it's going to foreclosure. Sub two, I don't push sub twos because subject twos, either you want to do business with me or not. I could care less about whether I'm going to get it or not. The lead, what I have learned, Ronnie, I don't know your business though, he who cares the least wins. He who cares the least wins.
Are you talking about, you don't want to sound desperate, like everybody can smell that cologne in the club when somebody sprays on desperation?
Please sell me your house. I need this money so bad. Oh God, can you sell? People hate, they despise, they abhor that, man. People hate it. When you're walking in like, look, huh?
You know what though? It ties, remember Cole Corporate's question about worry?
Yeah.
It goes right back into that. And you've got to understand, if you've done a good job, you've done all your follow-up, you made your phone calls, you made a solid offer, what do you have to worry about?
Yeah, either they're gonna do it or not.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, he who cares. When I go into a house, my posture is like, look, I don't even know if I want to buy this house really. I don't even know. Let me look around. Well, I'll get to know you. We may or may not do the deal. I'll make another friend. That's my whole posture, Ronnie.
I'm in the same boat, man. When I'm sitting with my customers, the first 20 minutes, I'm really trying to figure out if I'm a good fit for them, if I can help their lives. It's not about what I can sell them. Oh man, I got to sell them a car. It's mostly, at the very least, like you just said, I'm like, okay, either this is going to work out or we're going to be friends. We don't have to be enemies, but this may not be a good fit.
So Cornelius, Chris, you man, hey Cornelius is your uncle. Okay, yeah, let me know about that money situation. He has an uncle that wants to invest. Send the thing over. Ronnie, what are your thoughts? This is from Smoke With Me TV. Good God, Smoke With Me TV. What are your thoughts on leasing a pre-owned vehicle versus new?
Smoke with me TV. That is a great question. I would definitely have you email me so that we could look at it together. But look, man, leasing used cars used to be a big thing in the 90s.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I did a lot of used car leasing in the 90s, and what I mean by used cars is they had like less than 36,000 miles on them. They were still quite new, but maybe 1 to 2 years old, and you could lease them for 3 to 5 years. So before you do that, Smoke With Me TV, send me an email and break down the numbers for me so I can take a look at it, because most of the time you can get a brand new car for the same payment as you would that used car lease. They're just not that attractive most of the time.
Yes.
So the other thing I would say is never more than 3 years. If you're having to do something on a lease for 5 years, you've got to look in the mirror and understand you can't afford that car. You should probably be looking at something else, because your benefits to leasing are the car's always under warranty. I'm only really changing the oil and maybe putting some tires on it. If you're getting a car that's got 30,000 miles on it and leasing it for 5 years, you're about to get yourself in some trouble, because not only do you have to make the payment, now you got to do repairs. You got to do this. It's like, oh my goodness, you're taking all the fun out of the leasing. So I hope that made sense. Smoke With Me TV. Shoot me an email if you want more advice on it, and we can talk about it.
Okay, I am. What are some ways to find funding for gap expenses? I am. Is that for car? Okay, let me keep. I keep running into hard money lenders. For our viewers that don't know what a hard money lender is, hard money is a lender that loans money based on the asset, not based on the borrower, to buy the house. He keeps running into hard money lenders that won't lend unless it's 100,000 minimum. I just want to cover miscellaneous expenses. Yes, I am. The problem with hard money is they don't make any money. They're in the business of taking, they call it derivatives, where they're just taking paper, setting it here, and they're getting a return. So if they're just putting 20,000 here, the return for $100, $200 is not worth their time. You can forget about that. Yeah, that's not going to work. Gap expenses, you're going to have to use credit card. You're going to have to get personal loans, or just call friends and family. That's what I do. Call friends and family.
Hey, Chris, I like what Cole Corporate put in the next statement. He says, "Thanks, guys. I need to find people who aren't broke." I mean, like, all of us start out broke. All of us, unless you come from wealth. I think the problem is your understanding of money grows, and you need to take more money advice from people who have money experience. So I just think it's a cool statement, man.
Yeah. You know what though? You gotta look around who you're hanging out with. Remember, Ronnie, you and I talked about, are you constantly pulling people up?
Right.
Or are you constantly the one getting pulled up? So just look around you.
Yeah.
What Jim Rohn says, what are your friends doing to you? Are they helping you eat better? Are they talking about exercise? Are they talking about savings? Or are they always talking about being a consumer, a conspicuous consumer? What can we go buy? What can we go consume?
They say you are the sum of the 5 closest people around you.
Yeah, it's so true, dude. Daniel, hey, what up, Daniel? Getting the scoop. Thank you for tuning in, brother Daniel. The Bros Pros. I am said he'd like to partner, but there doesn't seem to be many who are willing to work with a rookie. Well, I think okay, it's something that I'm not going to get into deeply right here, called the ultimatum theory. The ultimatum theory, I'm going to give you 10 seconds what the ultimatum theory is. Basically, there was a study where people went out and they found two complete strangers, and they gave stranger A an option to get a certain amount of money, but he had to determine whether stranger B would get the money. So the more money that stranger B got, stranger A wouldn't allow either one of them to get any money. So you have to take all the risk off. Like what I like to do when I'm doing business with people, I take all the risk off of them. Throw all the risk on you. Throw all the risk on you of them doing business with you. So somebody says, Chris, I want to do a deal with you. I'm like, okay, My first question is, what are you bringing to the table?
Right.
What are you bringing to the table? Don't go to them and be like, look, I want you to do this, 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 and all I'm going to do is this. So it's like, make yourself, dude. Make yourself an asset, a walking, talking asset. Ryan?
Absolutely. I mean, I had a guy I sat down with the other day that wants to come work for my company as a consultant. And he was like, all you got to do is spend this. All you got to do is do this. All you got to do is do that. And I was like, what are you going to do, man? It's like, you got to make it so that it's easy for me to say, oh, wow. I mean, I think what Chris is trying to say is you got to give them what's in it for them.
Yeah.
You're going to go look at all the properties they don't have time to look at. How can you make their lives more valuable? How can you add value to their life?
Yep.
Like maybe they don't want to do a deal with you right now. Okay. Because you're the rookie. So, but you could ask them, do you have any properties you need to look at? Do you need any contractors? How can I help you on the next deal you're working on? I know you don't want to work on my deal, sir, but I would like to help you out. So you can become an asset to them.
You're talking. Buddy, I think that comes with maturity though, brother, because it's like the older I get, I'm finding myself, it's a book called The Speed of Trust. I'm finding myself able to do business with people faster. Like I can fill you out and let's do the deal, But starting out, it was like, it took me a long time to just do one thing.
Absolutely.
I think that comes with maturity. You need to find out what you bring to the table first. If you got some money, go out there and meet some renovators or some rehabbers that are doing deals and say, hey, look, I got some financing. Let's do a deal together.
Yeah. So that they're not taking all the risk.
Yeah, you go.
Some of it. And it doesn't have to be money. It can be, you've got to focus on your niche. Everybody wants to be the best house buyer on the planet, but you've got to figure out what makes you different. What's your unique selling proposition? You're the best at looking at roofing. Roofing in and out in that city, and you can get it taken care of for them and get them the answers they need.
Yep. Daniel, education is the foundation for all things. Yes, don't cut corners, but do a joint venture. That's right. Wants to work with there in California. I got coaching clients all around the country. Just send me an email to my email address above and we can help you. I mean, that's nothing. Unique view. You're in Cali. I mean, you're in LA. Real estate's the same from coast to coast. 4 walls. Every house, I promise, has 4 walls. Napa country. He's out there with Danny.
Yeah. That was a great wedding and Danny's wedding out there.
Yeah, that was all right.
That was amazing.
You're getting ready to get some good weather. October is the best weather out there.
Really?
Ultimate Bargains went to a car dealership 3 times wanting to buy a car, but they were not ready to sell. Had to go to a different dealership. Oh, okay.
That's unfortunate, but it happens. As we were talking about earlier, customer service is, if you're on this channel right now and you're trying to grow your business, understand all customer service is
paramount.
Good right now in the entire country. So if we raise our level of customer service, we're going to look like top-notch places for people to purchase. So I'm sorry that happened to you.
Customer service at an all-time low. Listening is at an all-time low. Cold corporate, they aren't even just all broke people. Oh yeah, some of the people are hanging out with blinders. That's true.
Well, I think what he's saying, cold corporate, is, they don't have to be broke, but they can still have a consumer mentality.
Yeah.
Like we always got to be buying the next thing or doing this and spending money on things that don't bring the money back.
Yeah.
So you got to look at more investors' mindsets.
All right, Ronnie. Oh yeah, what would you like to leave for our viewers so we can get out of here and go make some money? I'm putting the last finishing touches on my Airbnb product today.
We got to talk about that Airbnb stuff. They're having town hall meetings and legislation going in on Airbnb out here. So I would like to talk to you offline about that.
Haters, man. Just haters.
What I'd like to do for our topic today was our #1 secret to closing more deals. Guys, look, there's no secret. Work on your game, work on your follow-up, work on your consistency. My total key to success is just being consistent, showing up every week and doing the same thing over and over again that leads to results, not like insanity doing it, like, so basically do the same thing, send your emails, send your letters, and figure out your niche, so you can add value to people's lives. That's going to get you there.
Follow up. Yeah. Nice. Okay, my brother. Make sure everybody subscribes to my channel below. Like the content, please. And share with anybody that wants to be an aspiring business person, entrepreneur. And if you have any other questions, just put them in the comments and we will get to you. Ronnie, good talking to you, my brother.
All right, Chris, have a great day, man. I love you, man.
Love you too. Talk to you guys, class. Peace.